Hello, I'm Monica, and this is day 3 for my 7 days video challenge. And day 3 is about knowing your content. And I just want to refresh a little bit for if you haven't watched my previous videos. I invite you to do it day 1 and day 2. And the purpose of this 7 days challenge is to share through videos things that I have learned, experiences that I have had, any tips, any content and knowledge which have helped me to break the fear of public speaking. And if I was able to overcome that, in particular in a language that is not my native language, so can you. So what do we mean by knowing your content? It means that if you're going to speak in front of an audience, in a group environment, presenting in a meeting, or even one-to-one, you have to come prepared. You have to know your content, but it doesn't mean that you're going to regurgitate word by word, because that would be very boring and rigid. Even you're going to be natural explaining what you want to explain, you need to know the knowledge. And there are 2 ways that you can make this knowledge become a second nature for you. And I've used practice and repeating by recording myself and also by seeing myself in front of the mirror. As easy as that. But before I go into the detail of each one of these 2 skills or 2 tips that have helped me, I just want to share an experience that you might already have had before. And it's about driving. When you drove for the very first time and you set yourself there in front of the wheel, I bet you were nervous because you didn't know how to drive. Of course, you had someone to guide you and teach you, but still you felt those butterflies. What if I crash? What if I hit someone? Or maybe I go and hit a tree. So there are many doubts that you have when you start driving. I bet that you when you did it the first time, the second, or even when you went to be assessed to get your driving license, you were so overconscious that you wouldn't dare to even listen to the radio, put the aircon, or put the windows down. But once you practice and become more and more an expert on that, today you drive as second nature. Sometimes you don't even remember how you got from one place to the other one. I bet you put music, you put aircon, you put your windows down, you maybe yell at someone when they're not driving very well. I hope you're not talking on the phone when you're driving, but I'm sure as well that you could put your phone in a speaker or hands-free and you could do 2 things at the same time. I have seen some of my friends that they put makeup in the traffic lights, but you wouldn't have done that at the beginning. There was a time that you had to start, and it's exactly the same with public speaking. You start, you practice, your rehearsal, you know your content until it becomes second nature. So, going to the 2 things that have helped me. Rehearsing in front of the mirror made me more aware about my body language. And I'll touch this in a subsequent video, because body language or non-verbal communication is 93% of your message. Only 7% is what you say. Can you believe it? The rest is how you say it. But rehearsing in front of the mirror was for me an eye-opener. I became more aware of how I wanted to be seen, how I wanted to portray myself, giving a message. Even the pronunciation of some words that can be difficult because of the accent or the variety in the vocabulary. I implemented new words just by practicing and using them. And the second thing was recording myself. Same as I'm doing today with my videos. I recorded myself several times, both in video and only voice. That way I could calibrate what was the tonality of my voice, that is part of my nonverbal communication, but also the voice variety that I wanted to use. And little by little, I was able to have it as a second nature. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's not rocket science either. It's just like any habit that you want to build. You have to start with something, and you have to be motivated, decisive to break it. So this is for today, my tip. I hope that if you wanna speak in public and want to talk in front of an audience, you know your content. And that's the first sense of certainty that you're gonna have. And by rehearsing in front of a mirror and also recording yourself, it's gonna give you the hints where you need to work in your message, in your nonverbal communication, in your voice variety, in your tonality. All those things are going to be super helpful to see yourself. So let's continue tomorrow with more tips, and I hope you enjoy this. And if you want to chat more about it, because it's a large topic, just put #chat and #more so we can discuss further. Thank you, and see you tomorrow.